Welcome to a new series called Reveals, Reviews and Releases, where we take a look back at the previous month's newly announced games, as well as the reception of some titles that came out within that month, and we'll take a look forward as to what exciting games are coming in the month ahead. Now, we missed out on January, but it did have some exciting announcements specifically around the Xbox Showcase. We got a good look at some titles coming later this year, being Redfall, Minecraft Legends, Forza Motorsport, an Elder Scrolls Online expansion, and the shadow drop of the excellent Hi-Fi Rush from Tango Gameworks. After Team Green went in January, everybody was eagerly anticipating what Team Red, Nintendo, might be up to, and they told Xbox, hold my beer, as we walked into a Nintendo Direct that was highly anticipated. The games that grabbed my attention the most from Nintendo's Direct are, firstly, the Metroid Prime remake Shadow Drop, which was one of the biggest news stories from the Direct. Being lauded as one of the greatest games of all time, having impeccably remastered for the current generation of hardware was an incredible surprise. It soared to the top of Nintendo's charts and has been praised by critics, but more on that later. As many anticipated, we saw a new Zelda Tears of the Kingdom trailer, which included a release date of 12th of May. I, for one, am very excited for this one, with the trailer giving us a glimpse at some of the new systems and tools at Link's disposal. The tone seems far darker than Breath of the Wild, and I cannot wait to jump in. Game Boy and Game Boy Advance also coming to their online service, with some big hits being Zelda Minish Cap, Original Tetris, and Metroid 2. There were a bunch of other titles discussed and mentioned, with Pikmin 4, Dead Cells Return to Castlevania, as well as Bayonetta Origins, a prequel title to the Bayonetta series. After Nintendo, Team Blue decided to have a go, and they wanted to showcase some new titles for the newly released PlayStation VR 2. They also wanted to show some new indie titles and a deep dive into the highly anticipated Suicide Squad. We saw plenty of VR titles announced at PlayStation State of Play, with one in particular that grabbed my attention being from Skybound Games, Before Your Eyes, coming next month.
I'm gonna send you back. And just try to enjoy it this time.
Another title that we saw for the first time in a while was Goodbye Volcano High. We saw a good look at its rhythm-styled gameplay, and it will be a more narrative-focused adventure. This will be coming in June. We also saw a further glimpse at Chia, which is hitting PlayStation Plus next month. We saw some more Baldur's Gate 3 gameplay launching in August, and we saw a few other updates for a few other titles. The biggest focus of the showcase was Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. We saw more gameplay which demonstrated each of the characters' abilities and ways of traversal, as well as more of a look at some of the Justice League members that you'll be facing. Rocksteady confirmed the rumours of the game containing a battle pass which will be focused mostly on cosmetics, and they also committed to ongoing content to keep players engaged. Being more of a single-player centric gamer, I was disappointed to hear that it is leaning more into a live service style. However, they did assure players that single player is possible, with bots taking the roles of the other members of the squad. Suicide Squad hits store shelves May 26th.
Senseless violence. Love it.
Releases this month. Starting with Hogwarts Legacy as the first major title to hit store shelves, it's currently sitting with an 84 on Metacritic. Here's what I had to say about my first 10 hours with the game. All in all, I feel that the time I've spent with Hogwarts Legacy have, to be honest, been some of the best that I've experienced within the Wizarding world. It's a well-made game, and I believe it's in true spirit of the books and movies that everybody is so familiar with. I'm currently around 25 hours with Hogwarts, and I'm still thoroughly enjoying my time with the game as I continue to learn more spells, interact and engage with new beasts, and continue to find secrets and delve further into the story. The next game to release was the sneaky Metroid Prime remake, which shadow dropped digitally on the same day as Nintendo's Direct, with a physical release coming on the 3rd of March. It is launched with an overwhelmingly positive reception, with a 95 currently on Metacritic, suggesting that the remake has maintained everything that made the title so special. Updated visuals, controls, all lend itself to be one of the best titles on the Switch. We then had Wild Hearts, which released to generally favourable reviews, sitting at a 79 on Metacritic, with the major critique being around PC performance. The game looks to stand alongside Capcom's Monster Hunter series as an exciting new IP tackling giant beasties with some additional Fortnite-style building mechanics, helping you take on those monsters either solo or with friends. Atomic Heart has seen a wide variety of scores from critics, but is currently sitting with a mixed or average score of 74. Critics have praised its inventive world, however feel they've just missed the mark in a few areas, with particularly spongy enemies that detract from some of the systems it tries to enforce. Performance across consoles and PC have been lauded as very stable. PSVR 2 has launched, with most critics suggesting that the new tech has positioned console virtual reality right to the top of some of the best VR gaming experiences out there. For myself, I will absolutely be jumping in down the line, however for now, the current price tag is a little too much to bear. I am very impressed with what I've seen, and I do look forward to jumping in when it becomes a little more viable. Horizon Call of the Mountain, the Markship launch title for the PSVR, has also received generally favourable reviews, sitting around 79 on Metacritic. The collaboration between Guerrilla and Firesprite looks to be a success, and I'm hopeful that more first-party studios have more of a commitment to PSVR 2's success. While the tech is impressive, it will absolutely be software that defines how far it goes. Like a Dragon Ishin has been another terrific critical launch for the year, with an 82 overall on Metacritic. I'll be adding this one to the backlog. The Yakuza series is one that I've tried to jump into several times, with it not quite clicking for me as yet. Like a Dragon Ishin seems to be a great title to jump in for the first time. Octopath Traveler 2 has also released with favourable reviews, with an 86 on Metacritic. Critics suggesting that while it does feel very familiar to fans of the original title, it has done a solid job of improving on things that fans may have had some contention with previously. Now let's take a look at some exciting titles coming next month. Wolong Fallen Dynasty is Team Ninja's latest attempt at a Soulsborne-inspired title, with their Nioh and Nioh 2 titles being favourites among fans. Wolong Fallen Dynasty is a fantasy title taking historical elements from the Three Kingdoms period in China's history, blended with folklore and myth. Wolong releases on the 3rd of March on PS5, PS4, PC and Xbox Game Pass. Bayonetta Origins Cereza and the Demons, a prequel to the Bayonetta series, was announced in February's Nintendo Direct. The game looks to take some inspiration from a game like Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, where you control two characters at the same time. Bayonetta Origins looks to have some puzzle elements, but mostly a focus on 3D action and telling the story of Cereza before she became Bayonetta. Resident Evil 4 Remake will be landing on store shelves on the 24th of March, bringing one of the highest regarded video games to the current generation. I'll be embarking on my very first experience with Resident Evil 2 and 3 shortly, with 4 surely to follow, and I'm very excited to do so. While remakes have often garnered a bit of scrutiny around whether a lot of them are actually necessary, I for one have been pleased with some of the more recent titles getting a revamp, giving me an opportunity to jump into games that I had not previously experienced or ones that I absolutely adored. That's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the first reveals, reviews, and releases episode. I had a lot of fun. February was absolutely enormous, setting up a massive 2023. While there's a little bit of time between now and the next couple of really big announcements, I'm going to be making my way back to some of the titles that have released over the last couple of months, and I eagerly anticipate what the rest of the year holds. See you next month.
Just let me go.
Listen. I'm hearing the president's orders.
What is that? What do we do?
The last left are escaping.
We need to go.